What's that dirty black blood doing in my lobby?
Derek Caldwell snatched a glass of red wine off the catering cart and blocked her path.
Hey, I just wanted to...
Wanted to what? This ain't some refugee camp for your people. Get out!
Then he tipped the glass. Red wine splashed down her white blouse like a blood stain. She gasped.
Now drag yourself out before I call the cops on you.
She looked down at the wine soaking through her shirt. She looked at the guests, pretending not to see. She looked at Derek, still holding that empty glass, still grinning. Then she walked out. But here's the thing about this woman. Derek Caldwell had just made the biggest mistake of his career. He just didn't know it yet.
Whew. All right. Rewind. Let me tell you how this whole mess started. 36 hours earlier, Gloria Hamilton stood barefoot on the cold tile floor of her penthouse suite. Sunrise crept through floor-to-ceiling windows, painting the room in soft orange. The smell of fresh coffee drifted from the kitchen counter. She held a ceramic mug in one hand and a stack of papers in the other. The papers were the final acquisition documents for the Belworth Hotel. Gloria was 44 years old, CEO of Hamilton Sterling Group, 14 boutique hotels across the East Coast, a portfolio worth north of $400 million. Forbes had profiled her twice. The Wall Street Journal called her the quiet force reshaping American luxury hospitality. But none of that mattered this morning. What mattered was the complaint report sitting on top of that stack. She read it out loud to herself. A guest at their Savannah property had waited 40 minutes for room service. 40 minutes. Gloria circled the number in red ink and set it aside. She read every single guest complaint across all 14 properties, every morning, 7 days a week. Had done it for 12 years straight. Her phone buzzed. Vanessa Cole, Chief Operating Officer, best friend since college. "You're still coming to Charleston today?" Vanessa's voice was sharp, already in work mode. "Flight lands at noon," Gloria said, "but I'm not going straight to the Belworth." "Gloria, please don't tell me you're doing the walk-in thing again." "I'm doing the walk-in thing again." Vanessa sighed. She knew exactly what that meant. Gloria had a rule. Before she set foot in any new property as the owner, she visited first as a nobody. No entourage, no designer clothes, no name badge. Just a black woman walking through the front door to see how she'd be treated. She'd started this practice 8 years ago, after buying a hotel in Virginia. She'd walked in wearing a sundress and sandals. The front desk clerk had asked if she was there to apply for a housekeeping position. Gloria bought the hotel, fired the clerk, and rewrote the entire staff training manual that same week. "It tells me everything I need to know about a property," Gloria told Vanessa. "If they treat me like a guest, we're in good shape. If they don't, I know exactly what needs to change. And if they treat you like garbage, then I know even more." Gloria finished her coffee, showered, and dressed simply. Linen blazer, white cotton blouse, dark jeans, small earrings, no rings, no watch, nothing that screamed money. She wanted to look like any regular woman walking into a nice hotel on a Tuesday afternoon. She caught a glance of herself in the bathroom mirror and paused. At 19, she'd cleaned hotel rooms for minimum wage, scrubbing toilets, folding towels so tight the edges could cut paper, tips left on nightstands that sometimes totaled less than $1. She remembered a guest once leaving a note next to 50 cents that read, "Try harder next time." Gloria built her empire from that. From a single bed and breakfast her grandmother left her in a will nobody expected. She turned one property into 3. 3 into 8, 8 into 14. Every negotiation, every loan rejection, every banker who looked at her skin before looking at her numbers. She remembered all of it. Now, she owned 14 hotels. And today, she was about to walk into number 15. The Bellworth Hotel, downtown Charleston, South Carolina. 120 rooms. Rooftop bar with views of the harbor. Known for hosting political fundraisers and society weddings. Old Charleston money loved it. It carried the kind of reputation that whispered exclusivity. Hamilton Sterling had closed the acquisition 3 weeks ago. Quiet deal, no press release yet. The public announcement and staff transition were scheduled for 2 o'clock that afternoon. Gloria's board members were flying in from 3 different cities. Raymond Ellis, the board chairman, had confirmed his arrival by noon. But Gloria wanted to get there first. Alone. At 1:15, exactly 45 minutes before the world found out, she owned the place. The Bellworth had one problem Gloria already knew about. His name was Derek Caldwell. Derek was 51, general manager for 6 years. He hadn't earned the job through talent. His family had deep roots in Charleston's old money circles. A cousin on the city council. A college roommate who ran the local chamber of commerce. Derek got hired because he knew the right people, not because he knew how to run a hotel. Gloria's due diligence team had flagged him immediately. Staff turnover under Derek was the highest of any property in the Hamilton Sterling portfolio, 3 times the industry average. Exit interviews told a consistent story. Hostile environment, favoritism, racial comments dismissed as jokes. That Tuesday afternoon, Derek stood in the Bellworth's lobby barking at Tanya Bradshaw, the front desk supervisor. Tanya was 32. Mixed race, quietly competent. She'd been at the Bellworth for 4 years and survived by keeping her head down and her mouth shut. "The arrangement on table 6 is wilting," Derek snapped at her. "Do I have to do everything myself?" Tanya nodded and reached for the phone to call the florist. Before she could dial, a white couple approached the concierge desk. Derek's entire body language shifted. Shoulders back, warm smile, voice dropping into a smooth, welcoming tone. "Welcome to the Bellworth. How can we make your stay unforgettable?" Tanya watched the transformation. She'd seen it 1,000 times. One face for certain people, another face for everyone else. She set down the phone and went back to her screen. The guest list for the 2 o'clock event was already loaded. She hadn't looked at it closely yet. She would soon. Gloria's car pulled up to the Bellworth at exactly 1:15. She stepped out onto the sidewalk and took a breath. The hotel smelled like old money. Jasmine climbing the wrought iron balconies, fresh paint on the shutters, a doorman in a pressed uniform standing beneath a green awning. She paused and looked up. 3 stories of antebellum architecture catching the afternoon sun. She could see why Charleston's elite loved this place. The doorman saw her coming, young white kid, maybe 22. He looked at her blazer and jeans, her empty hands, no luggage. His smile flickered. "Afternoon," he said. Not "welcome to the Bellworth," just "afternoon." One flat word. Gloria noted it. She noted everything. Inside, the lobby air was cool and laced with white lilies. Italian marble floors, cream and gray, polished to a mirror shine. Staff moved between tables, adjusting centerpieces and testing microphones for the 2 o'clock event. Gloria's event, though nobody here knew that yet. She approached the front desk. Tanya Bradshaw looked up and smiled, a real smile.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Belworth. How can I help you?
I was wondering about the hotel's history, Gloria said. I've always admired the building. Tanya's eyes brightened. Of course. The Belworth was originally built in 1889 as a... Tanya? The voice came from behind Gloria. Sharp. Flat. Derek Caldwell crossed the lobby with his hands in his pockets. He moved like a man who owned every square inch beneath him. Italian leather shoes, tailored suit, a watch that cost more than most people's cars. He stepped directly between Tanya and Gloria, his back half-turned to Gloria, as if she were furniture.
Don't you have actual work to do? Table 6, the flowers, now.